Wow, so great, great football. Past 2 days, Champions League. Um, I gotta say, I predicted this. Watched my last video. I knew Real Madrid will go through. Um, and I also knew that Dortmund will go through with PSG. So this video, I'm not gonna bash. I'm gonna try not to bash any players or anyone. Just a preview, a quick review over the last two games. Semi-finals, my honest reactions to semi-finals, Champions League. So let's start with PSG Dortmund. Why do I think Dortmund will go through? It's just the personnel they have. Obviously, PSG, they have Mbappe, they have Dembele in attack. But that defense is very shaky. Very, very shaky. It's the team is very attacking, but the defense is not good. But if you look at Dortmund, their defense is showing up, and they have personnel. They have very experienced players, with Schürrle. They have players, Emre Can, players that have been in late stages of the Champions League. They have the experience. They know what they're doing, and their counterattacks are so effective. They have Sancho, they have Karim Adeyemi, and he's so quick, and that speed is just, it just, there's not much you can do about that. There's not much you can do. You're just praying that the keeper saves it, whatever comes your way. So I'm not surprised Dortmund's going through. Yeah, PSG just, their team is just worse. It's just gradually getting worse. So especially from a defensive point of view. Yeah, hopefully we'll see Mbappe in the Champions League final one day. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen with PSG for the time being. Now, this game, Bayern. You can't bet against Real Madrid at home against Bayern. So I knew that Real Madrid were going to go through. Bayern did try. They played well. Things were looking good for them. Alphonso Davies, that was an amazing goal. Amazing goal from him. 1-on-1 against Rudiger. Carverhouse coming in on him, and he just struck it so perfectly. So I'm happy for him. What went wrong? What went wrong for Bayern? So they were 1-0 up with Davies. I think what caused their problem was that Tuchel, Tuchel brought on defensive players way too early. Way too early. He brought on one of their centre backs. Let's see if I can find the name. So minutes after Alphonso Davies scored, he brought on Kim In-jae. And I was like, okay. Tuchel's going defensive now. Even more defensive. They're already playing defensively. But now he's going to throw in another defender. And you can see from the lineup, this is the mistake he made. He took off all his best attacking pieces. He took off Kane. There was no reason to take off Kane, especially that early. There was no reason for it. And it cost them. It cost them. If I understand it to be defensive against Real Madrid. I get it. But all they needed was one goal to get back in the game. They got that goal. It was late in the game. But it was too late. Once you've taken off all your players, you had no answer for them. You're literally relying on Davis to create something. There was no reason to take Kane off. No reason. So that really, really costs Bayern. I think he made that sub way too early to be ultra defensive. But what lessons we can learn from this semi-finals is the value of experience. We see the experience of Dortmund, that core group they have. They've been playing for years. Marco Reus. So they have that core, that experience core, that defense, and that's what's helped them to get to Champions League final. With Real Madrid, that team is just overwhelming attackingly. I saw Vinny doing this like the same dribble moves 2 or 3 times. Almost exact same dribble move. And it worked every single time. Dribbling along the left baseline, cutting in and crossing, short cross into the box. And it worked every single time. There's literally no answer for Vinny. He's literally unguardable. In NBA terms, he's literally Kyrie. He's literally Kyrie Irving. You don't know what he's gonna do. Or even if you know what he's gonna do, there's nothing you can do to stop it. Like, it's just, Vinny's crazy. I do feel like Real Madrid were missing a striker, and it did show. So shout out Joselu, because when he came on, he brought that big body presence, and he knows how to position himself in the box. That's how he scored those 2 late goals. Just being in the right place, right time. So anyone that was criticising Joselu for being a Real Madrid striker, it needs to stop now. He's now proved himself. He's proved himself now. Biggest stage. 2 very crucial goals. The one player I was disappointed with was Bellingham. I know he didn't have the best performance in the first leg, and also second leg as well. He didn't show up. So hopefully we see a better Bellingham in the final, because we know that Ancelotti's not going to bench him. He's going to start. He's also going to be up against his old team in Dortmund. He needs to show up a bit more. He needs to definitely pick up where he left off, like beginning of the season. What a semi-final. What a semi-final. What else is there to say? Yeah, I feel bad for Bayern. I really do. I just feel like Tuchel made the... It was a bad sort of taking of Kane, but bringing on the central defender so early to form that back 5 was just ridiculous. And you really have 2 deep holding midfielders. Like Lima, I know he's definitely defensive. It just didn't make any sense. It just didn't. So, yeah, that's the semi-final. So, final will be Real Madrid and Dortmund. Who do I think is going to win? Well, Real Madrid are definite favourites. Definite favourites. And I think that the only way that Dortmund can win is if they are stingy with their defense against Real Madrid. You can't really stop Vinny, but you can reduce the blow of Vinny. Like, try and just, you know what he's going to bring. You can just do your best to kind of reduce it. Reduce the blow. So I feel like the defense have to show up. They'll have to take a bunch of counterattacks, and they really need to work on set pieces as well, because that's one thing you can work on with. You can take advantage of against Real Madrid with set pieces, corners, or free kicks. So yeah, so back in London, and another shout out to Bellingham and Sancho. Shout out to them because the career moves they made, not playing for a Premier League team is brave. As someone from England, and they made a name for themselves, especially Sancho. Sancho, Bellingham, just a big shout to both of them. What they'll be able to accomplish outside of Premier League. So that's my reaction to semi-final. And yeah, see you guys. Speak to you guys soon.